What is going on, everybody? Darrell, the Whiskey Saint, back on another Wednesday, guys. And we're going to be jumping into a sample that was blessed from my guy, Todd Ritter, executive producer to the channel, always hooking us up with some good stuff. Man, and this sample right here is the very first batch from this distillery. Guys, so I'm pretty excited. Pretty new to my radar, I guess, within the past probably year and a half, to be honest. Heard of them, but never really dived into any of their product. But now we're going to dive into batch one. Got a couple single barrels from them now and had probably a good 10 to 12 within like the past year. I kind of went on a tear. But we're not going to say too much, guys. If you're new to the channel, hit the like and subscribe. Stick with me. See what I'm diving into. Cheers. Welcome back, guys. Most of you probably already know from the thumbnail, but we're going to be diving into some Still Austin. This is actually, like I said, batch one of their bourbon. It's actually a sample. I wish I had the bottle, but Still Austin batch one coming in at 100.4 proof. And I do have a newer cask strength single barrel. I'm just curious because I know this isn't cask strength, but I want to see if like the base profile is actually still present in this versus what the cask strength is now. You know, I'm not actually sure when this was released. I'm guessing probably about maybe 3.5, 4 years ago or so, because I know they had some stuff. Some of the cask strength stuff's been coming out or came out, you know, early 2022, maybe late 2021, from what I can remember, if not before that. So I would imagine this being batch one, probably before they even did cask strengths. You know, it was a good maybe 4 years ago. But we're gonna swirl this up, give it a nose, give it a taste, and see where they started versus kind of where they're at now. Cheers, everybody. Ooh, okay. Off the nose of this, I would actually thought maybe it was cask strength. Like you're getting a lot of punchiness, not so much ethanol, but just a lot of intense flavor. Doesn't really seem like it's proof down. And correct me if I'm wrong, guys, in the comments. If this batch one was cask strength, the proof is just so low that I don't think it was. Because I think they introduced cask strength later down the line. But like I said, I could be mistaken. Let me know if you know. But yeah, coming off the nose on this, like probably wouldn't even think Texas either, you know, which is what I kind of like about Still Austin. You don't really get that Texas funk. I'm getting a decent amount of oak, although I know the product's pretty young. But this would probably trick me a little bit. You know, it seems like it's about a 5 to like 6-year-old product. Nice oak presence. I'm getting a little bit of citrus on the nose. Some nice spice. Like the nose comes off way higher proof than 100. We'll see if the palate does. Let's give it a taste. Oh wow. Okay, so it does drink 100 proof. Like it's not drinking like how it noses in terms of how proofy that came across. But really nice flavor and really balanced. I don't know why I sound really surprised. Like I know their product's really good, but I'm thinking on batch one, maybe they didn't iron out the kinks and it wasn't going to come across as nice, maybe a little crafty, but I'm not really getting that vibe on this. Let me go in for another sip. For 100 proof, nice spice, oak presence is there. That citrus tartness is like right on the mid to the back of the palate. Semi bright, but has some darkness to the actual profile as well. Maybe like some red apple. Vanilla's there. Like it's super creamy and sweet and has a nice mouthfeel for that proof point, which is surprising. You would think being, at 100 proof, it would be a little thin, but it doesn't really come across. So I would be really surprised. I'm not sure what the entry proof point was, but it doesn't seem like they actually proofed this down much. Oh, actually, I would imagine these are cash strength instead of full proof, but they probably went into the barrel around maybe 115, 116 proof or so. So I guess they did proof it down a bit if this one is indeed a non-cash strength, which I think it is. Nose is nice. Palate's good. Like it's a great sipper. Like it's not something that's going to blow you away by any means, but it drinks nice. Yeah. And for something that's pretty young, like the nose holds its weight. Let's take one more sip. Yeah, overall, just a really good pour. Pretty viscous too, guys. Like you could probably see that. Like, look at the legs on this for 100 proofer. Like really, really nice. Got like a halo around my glass. It's just sticking to it. Look at that. But yeah, just overall a really, really tasty whiskey. Really curious to when this came out. Like fairly new, like I said, to Still Austin. Got into them about maybe a year and a half ago or so. So I didn't really know too much about the product. I know Nancy Fraley has a big part in blending some of these and these single barrels and such. So I guess I really shouldn't be too surprised with the quality of the product, when she's involved. I'm not entirely positive if she was involved since inception, but nonetheless, even if she wasn't involved with this specific batch one, this is still really, really good. So when you're putting out good whiskey, then you get somebody that knows a crazy amount of whiskey and blending, like, you're just setting yourself up for success. And Still Austin's been going down that path, man. They got a lot of different offerings. Everything that I've had from them has been really, really good, to be honest. Trying to think if I had something that just wasn't really enjoyable, and I can't really think of an offering from them. Yeah, the 100 proofers are good. I've had a rye, cash strength. These single barrels that they're doing now are really, really good. Some better than others, but that's what's expected with single barrels, right? God, I'm gonna go in for one more taste, guys, and we're gonna end this. But really enjoying this pour. Thank you, Todd. Yeah, that is tasty. And just for comparison, guys, I just want to see how close this profile may be on the cash strength. I know it's going to be proofy, obviously, but I just want to see if that backbone of flavor is still similar with this. Take a quick sip. Quick sip of water. And just a quick comparison. Oh, so nose. Nose is actually pretty different. I'm not sure because it's cash strength if it's just coming across so much richer, but this actually comes across way older. As good as this is on the nose, like this is a complete step up with the cash strength. Dark, nice, rich oak, sweet, little earthy, which I kind of like. Gives it a presence like if it was a little older than what it is. In the back of those bottles, they say minimum 2 years. There's probably some older stuff in there, but I'll be curious what the oldest whiskey is in some of the Still Austin that they're using or putting out, should I say. Yeah, but this nose is actually pretty different. But the 100 proof batch one still is pretty nice. Let's take a sip of this cash strength. Yeah, they're completely different profiles. So this single barrel cash strength is dark, rich, oaky, very forward, like a lot of fruit, like dark fruits. I'm not really getting that citrus note that I was getting on the batch one, but this is a dark berry spice, oaky bomb. Like it comes across a lot older than the minimum 2 years that's on there. Granted, like I said, there's probably some older whiskey in there. I'm just not sure how old, but this definitely comes across with some decent age. Yeah, this nose is nice. It's actually getting a little brighter. Can actually get a little bit of the citrus on the nose now, but it's not on the palate. One more sip and we're gonna end this off, guys. Yeah, in my opinion, the cash strength is better than batch one, but they've had a lot of time to kind of perfect this too, right? Uh, for this being batch one, I'm really, really impressed with the quality and the palate, the nose. Literally everything about this whiskey is good. It's just when you're putting it up against a cash strength, but it's kind of expected typically with most whiskeys. You proof one down to just say 90 or 100 proof, and you have a cash strength version. More often than not, for me, the cash strength is going to be better. There's times that you can proof something down, and maybe that's better in terms of taste profile for some. I've had that happen to me as well, just not as often. I usually prefer the, undiluted version of said whiskey. But yeah, this cash strength I think is a little better than batch one. But for this being batch one, man, I am, like I said, thoroughly surprised and actually happy with how this came out. This is pretty good. Surprised me actually on that because I guess I can't say I wasn't expecting it. Like their product is good, but just surprised me, because typically like the first offering from a company's sometimes not that great, then they hone in on what their mistakes were, fix that, fix this, and, come out with something that's a little better. Granted, they did with the cash strength, but this to start, that's probably why, these single barrels now and some of the newer offerings are so good because they started off with a really good whiskey. Oh man. Thanks again, Todd, for this sample. And thank you guys for hanging out with me so far. We're gonna end this show, but really, really excited. I got a lot of other samples that I'm gonna be getting into. Of course, some more blinds that we're probably gonna dive into in the next week or two, guys. Just keep it fresh, keep it fun, and keep trucking along. So cheers to everybody. Guys, have a good day.
Jeff, just be friends with me.